Okay, so in this video we're going to be taking a look at the VIZIO 38-inch soundbar system, which includes a wireless powered subwoofer. The part number is an SB3821-C6. You can pick this up at a local retailer. Give us just a couple minutes and we'll review the sound quality, how easy this system is to set up, and some of the features. Let's take a closer look. So what you're looking at on your screen is we took the soundbar and the wireless subwoofer out of the packaging. You can notice the packaging is a little funny shape, but if you happen to go pick this up in a store, it'll help you identify the product a little more quickly. So we want to go over some of the features. It is a 2.1 soundbar system, and what that means is you're going to get your left channel and your right channel, which is good for stereo. We know from experience this actually dramatically improves the sound quality coming from flat screen televisions. And it's at 38 inches, it's designed to work with a 42-inch class television and higher. And the only reason we point out the size is because when you put the soundbar on a tabletop configuration or against the wall, as you can see depicted here, you want it to look appropriate for the television. However, it will work with larger televisions itself. It does feature Bluetooth streaming, which we're going to get into in just a second. The subwoofer, which we think is really a nice feature, is smaller in profile than competitive brands. And a lot of times when we've gone into customers' homes, we hear time and time again they don't necessarily want to see the electronic. And with the smaller profile subwoofer, you're still going to get that deep, rich, immersive bass sound, which is so important for these soundbar systems to have without a large box sitting there cluttering up the view. We want to take a brief moment to show you what actually comes in the package when you buy it, but the first thing we're going to start with is the thing that excites us the most and is going to help you the most. Down here toward the bottom center of your screen, you're going to see three what we call connection cables. And the great thing about this VIZIO soundbar system is they supply all three cables in the package. Let me explain why that's important to you. Typically, competitive brands might supply at least one cable or possibly two. VIZIO is smart. They supplied all the cables that you might need. Now there's a lot of connectivity on the back of this soundbar, which we're going to show you, but here's what's important. They give you a digital Toslink audio cable, they give you a RCA cable, and they also give you a digital coaxial cable. So depending on the age of your television, let's say for example you're going to hook this up directly to your TV, which is only one of many ways you could connect this, but that's the easiest way. If your television is older than, let's say, 2007 or even older, some of the digital connectivity, depending on the sources, might not pass the audio signal down to the soundbar. So VIZIO knows this, and they wanted to give you every alternative solution when you purchase this product. That's why it makes this price point of $158 such a good cost, because you don't have to go out and find more cables when you're setting it up, and it lowers your frustration level. VIZIO, of course, also provided a remote control and the batteries, which are at the lower center of your screen. In the box, they provide printed quick start guides, so you don't have to go on the internet or you don't have to print something out at home. The quick start guide comes in English, French, and Spanish. So if you decide that you want to mount this soundbar on the wall, that's going to take you a couple hours to do properly and conceal the wires. However, VIZIO does provide a paper wall mounting template and hardware. We flip the soundbar around to the back side to show you some of the connections. On the left side is where you plug in your supplied power cord. This VIZIO soundbar gives you a total of 6 inputs. They're identified in the quick start guide, but they're down here on the back of the VIZIO soundbar itself. They give you a USB input for, your memory stick for music. They give you the 2 digital inputs. One is the optical Toslink and one is the coaxial cable. Not every television and not every electronic has these types of outputs on it, so they have built in every possible connection option for every possible electronic out there. That's why we're so excited about this product at $158, because it is easy to set up. And then on the right hand side, maybe you can't see it too well, but they have the analog connection points for analog connections. Let's show you how to do it. So you're looking at the VIZIO subwoofer placed atop of a competitive brand. And just to give you some perspective to see how smaller profile the VIZIO subwoofer is. Now this is important to point out because if you're looking for just giant thump and boom, this might not be the right product for you. But if you want a small, clean profile, this would be a really good product to have. Now the setup is easy, and we're going to put a time marker in the description, so if you need to get back to it to look at it later, you can quickly. This is a wireless subwoofer with the exception of power. You want to simply plug in the supplied power cord, and then you can position this subwoofer anywhere in a room as long as its straight line of sight is no more than, let's say, 55 or 50 feet. Then of course plug in your electric. Once your electric is in, simply turn the power on to the subwoofer and position it where you want it in your room. So we positioned the 38-inch VIZIO soundbar beneath this 60-inch flat screen television. We're going to make two wiring connections. Of course, one is simply the power, and the other is we're going to take the audio connection from the output on the back of the TV and connect it into the soundbar using one of the cables that VIZIO supplied. Of course, hooking up the power is pretty straightforward. Now we're going to hook up that Toslink cable. With our power and audio connection made, we simply turned the soundbar back around to face us. Let's give it a test. Now, unfortunately, for copyright reasons, we can't play the audio over YouTube, and besides, you're not going to be able to really discern the sound quality through the speakers on your mobile device or your PC. So we're going to give you our professional opinion. We tested 3 audio sources. The first was the Bluetooth streaming from our smartphone. The music sounded great, the bass was great. The second source we tested was television, just straight up television, which predominantly had voices. We could absolutely understand the clarity of the voices far better than the tinny sound that came from just the speakers built into the television itself. The third audio source that we tested was a movie, an action movie, which had thumping, diverse sound. The sound was great. It was great in comparison to the television speakers. It wasn't quite as full and rich as some of better sounding soundbar systems that we've reviewed in the past sound. But again, at $158, you kind of sort of can't pass on this particular deal. Just real quick before you go, would you please subscribe to the channel? This way you'll keep up to date with some of our quick tip videos which we publish on a regular basis, other reviews, setup tips, etc. And by all means, visit our website, which is allabouthomeelectronics.com. If you have friends or family who benefit from this type of information, please send them a link. Thanks for watching and have a great day.